What's up, guys? Teach Me Grappling. I'm Brian Peterson. I have Warrior Patton here helping me out today. We're going to show you guys a choke that I like to do. It's a sneaky choke. It's an Ezekiel variation for the Nogi. It's awesome. You can put it in from a lot of different places. You might struggle quite a bit in the beginning. I struggled a lot when I was doing this choke, and until I finally perfected it. And it's certainly helpful to have strong grips. So if you have strong grips, it'll really help. If your grip is kind of weak and it's slippery, your grip is going to slip. It's not going to be that effective. So remember, don't give up on it until you've put in enough time and effort to try to figure this out. Okay, so watch this. This is something I like to do when I'm on the bottom. And actually, you're going to be on top of me. I do it when I'm on top. I do it from everywhere, really. And if anybody watched my video of my narrated rolls, I had like one video only so far that I've done. I ended up with a guillotine choke and I turned it into an Ezekiel. But I'm not going to show you exactly that one, but it's going to be similar. What I use is I use this one as a counter to the north-south choke, or anytime someone goes to north-south and drops their head. So first thing, without a partner, I want you guys to see what I'm going to do with my arms. All I'm going to do, I'm going to bring one of my arms across my chest, and I'm just going to grab onto my shoulder. Okay? Now, where I put my hand on my shoulder is dependent on how big the neck of my opponent is. So in this case, I have Royer. He's got a fairly small neck. He's very small. He's only like 120, 125. So he's a very small grappler. So with him, the more my hand raises up my shoulder to my trapezius muscle, the choke is going to be very loose. So watch my arms. I bring my arm around and I grab onto my forearm. Okay, I like to grab my forearm right here. And if you look at that triangle, that's where his head's going to go. Now, if Royer was to put his head in that hole, he wouldn't be choked. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to bring my right hand down my shoulder a little bit. The lower my arm goes down my arm, the smaller that triangle is, and the more it's going to be choking his neck. Okay, so watch what happens. He's in basic side control, like so. And then while I'm here, I end up noticing, maybe it's when I cut an underhook or I get a hand in front of the neck. That's usually what happens. Once you get a hand in front of the neck and you start to create a little bit of space, it's going to trigger them to switch to the doorstop position. So he's going to transfer his left arm all the way over my head. He's going to transfer his right arm to the near side. And he's doing that to block my guard. You guys see, you can move it around, Ashley, so you can check this out. Get this angle over here. It's okay to move. Okay? So look at how my right leg, come around. Get the angles right here. See that? Now my leg can't get into the guard. Every time I do that, go ahead and drop your chest layer. And then you can kind of block with his arm. He's blocking that guard from getting in. So then what happens is he starts to circle around north-south. He wraps his arm around your neck. And then you find yourself in a north-south choke. Okay? So you see how he drops down, and then he'll start to lock his hands. With or without an arm, always better to be without an arm. Go ahead, go. And it gets a good lock, and I get choked. So this is real bad. So I want to show you guys what I do. The second that he goes to doorstop, and I start to notice that he's about to go towards north-south, what I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to have one of my arms in front. In this case right here, I'm going to place my left hand. So this was the underhook arm. As he goes around towards north-south, my underhook arm is going to grab my shoulder. I don't know if you can see this with the camera. Can you see this? Okay. So this was the underhook. Now it's grabbing my shoulder. Now what I'm going to do is he drops into the north-south choke position, or even just north-south. Notice my frame. My left elbow is framed around his neck. See that? Look at my left arm. And I've got my shoulder. Next, I'm just going to wrap up with my right hand around his neck, and I'm going to bring it in to the hole right there and make a grip on my forearm. Once I do that, his head is stuck in the triangle. That is my little Nogi Ezekiel variation. Next, he's going to try to choke me. Go ahead. Come on, let's see what you got. Come on. Okay, so you see how long that took? It took him a few seconds. Now I want you to watch this. Go ahead and choke me if you can. And you see how fast he taps. Okay? The blade of my arm is going to be cutting right into his neck. And I'm telling you, it's going to give you a speed advantage. He has a gun, I have a gun. but I get to my gun much faster than he gets to his. Okay? And at the same time I do this, it will deter him from trying to finish his choke. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay? So here we go. So we're in side control. Basic, maybe I frame or I pummel. He switches doorstop. He's going around. He's walking around to north-south choke. Look at my arm right here. It's in front of his neck. See? Then I pummel my right hand through. He thinks he's going to get the choke. I'm not even choking him yet. He's squeezing. I make my grip. I squeeze my arms. And I finish. Now, I still got him in the choke right now. I got him nice and loose. You can talk, right, Royer? Go ahead, talk.
Yes, hello.
Okay, good. Now watch this. As I squeeze, I'm going to start also walking and creating pressure so I can roll him over also. Now, I have the choke. You guys can see it from this angle. My arm is around his neck. My hand's on my shoulder, kind of coming down. Again, the smaller the person's neck, the lower you want to be on your arm. This hand is inside here. I've got good base on my elbows. And then my wrist right there, my ulna, is going to cut right into his neck and finish him while I'm on top. So I do finish this from the bottom quite a bit. Occasionally, the person will be choking so much, they will try to defend, and I will be able to roll them because their base goes away when they start thinking about how they have to breathe and they have to be able to, survive this choke. Sometimes I then get on top, and then it just gets even worse when I get on top with gravity. Okay? So, again, we'll show you guys this quick little trick. Okay? I pummel my arm. He switches towards north-south. I'm waiting. I'm catching it. I wrap around. I'm going to squeeze. I can walk this way. Roll the guy over. Right on top. Squeeze the choke. And finish. Okay? Again, if a guy has a great big neck, okay, definitely I've met people with gigantic, monstrous necks, and I go like this, and I can't quite get the grip very good. That means a lot of times I just have to walk my fingers up to here. I mean, you have a pretty big neck if you can fit in that. So sometimes I'm all the way up here on the gigantic dudes, okay? And then I squeeze. If you ever feel like you're squeezing and it's just not choking the guy, it's probably because these fingers are too high and they need to come down. And the problem with this move, most of the troubleshooting problems that I'm gonna have when I work with people, and you're gonna have when you're doing it, is you're gonna miscalculate. You're gonna think you need to be here, but really you need to be here. And the problem is, once you lock the choke, he knows what you're doing, you're choking him, and then he's gonna start fighting you. And when he's fighting you, you lack the time. So the better you get at the choke, you're gonna be able to calculate how big he is, how he feels, and you're gonna wrap it up tight. And once you wrap it up tight, he's only gonna have a few seconds. Now, occasionally, I have a big, strong guy like Royer, and he's gonna posture up and break out. So if that happens, he's going around north-south. I go to the choke, and if you guys can see my fingers, look at my fingers. They're barely in. Like I didn't get a good grip. And now he realizes there's a choke. So he pulls and postures. When that happens, that's fine. Get yourself some frames. So watch this drop down again. Go ahead and fight out of that choke. He fights. Look at my frames right here. The next thing I'm doing is I'm curling my body up. My knees are coming towards my chest. He will start to give me some energy by putting pressure on me. As he puts pressure, I'll spin, and then maybe I'll catch him. If you come around, look what I got. Just happened. Sometimes stuff just happens. You'll catch a triangle. But what am I really hoping to get? I mean, I really hope I get that. But I really hope that I at least get out. So again, the guy drops in north-south choke. You start to choke. He postures. My hands are here. My knees are coming in. He's trying to come in. And I'm spinning so I can get back to the guard. You're not going to fall into a triangle. Get out of that. Good. And then you're probably going to come back to the guard, and then we can start playing jiu-jitsu from here. Okay? So there's an attack for you. It's a simple little Nogi EZEKIEL choke that you can do from the bottom. You can do it from the top. I do it pretty much everywhere. If you guys haven't seen that narrated roll video, check that out. I had a guillotine choke. It failed. I had to switch into an EZEKIEL variation. So that's about it. You got anything to say, Royer? Are you excited to be on Teach Me Grappling?
Yes, I am.
All right, well tell the camera.
I'm excited to be on Teach Me Grappling. I feel like I've learned a lot. I feel like I've been highly educated with this move, with the defense mechanism and all.
All right. Okay, guys, thank you guys so much. Hit subscribe, hit like, share it with your friends, and let's make it bigger and better, and I'll come back for more. Thank you, Ashley. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you, brother. Thank you.